Well, good morning. Today we're in Galatians chapter 6, verses 1 and 2. Now, Paul said, Brethren, if a man be overtaken, that is literally caught by surprise. Well, what is he caught in? What is he overtaken by? Well, it's sin, and we know that is because he's going to be talking about we might be tempted also. And so it happens, doesn't it? Sometimes brethren make mistakes. And sometimes they make some really big mistakes. And so the idea here is not so much that one deliberately is sinning, though that still happens, but here's one who is sort of caught by surprise. I just don't know how I can say it any clearer that sometimes people mess up when they weren't even trying to. And so he's talking about a person that's been overcome by surprise by some fault or sin. Now, it happens, and so how do you respond to that? Well, here's what he says: Ye which are spiritual, and this is a sort of an indication if we ever move in this direction. I mean, if you see somebody overtaken in a fault, that is a brother, if you're spiritual, then you're going to respond to that. And here's the response: restore such a one. The idea, of course, is to bring him back in his former condition, get him back on track. And that's the goal and the aim. It's not to bury him, it's to resurrect him. And so he says here, restore such a one in a spirit of meekness. Now, what does that mean? You know, sometimes people don't have the right spirit, and they can be very harsh towards somebody. And what he's saying in this particular verse is that we ought to go with a spirit of gentleness and kindness, encouraging him to repent and get him back in his former condition. Now, notice this: lest you also be tempted. Now, let me ask you something. When you mess up, and sometimes you do, how would you like to be treated? And so Paul will say this: bear ye one another's burdens. And in the context, the burden and the weight is sin. And so we're to help people when they sin and restore them in the right relationship with God. So, ye which are spiritual. That's a lot to think about today, isn't it? Well, we'll see you tomorrow.